Hello, in this video we are going to resume our discussion from the last video, and it was about defining some key terms in linguistics. Though they are part of linguistics, they are part of syllabi in the subject of English. So, in order to get fluency at English, we have to know these terms. Why? You will come to know later. Okay, we'll go ahead. In the last video, we discussed literally what is multilingualism, what is monolingualism, and what is bilingualism. So, what is multilingualism? We will go reverse order. Okay, what is multilingualism? It is use of more than two languages. Now, the world at present is called as the global world, and we are living in a global village. This is the process of globalization. Okay, there is no doubt. So that in order to get into contact with each other, we have to know each other, and in order to know each other, we have to know each other's language. But at the same time, we have English as the global language or world language. How is it possible then? If suppose I know only English, that is one of the global languages, and so that I learned English language and I am fluent at English and my mother tongue. But at the same time, I am on a project, and that project is being held in Assam. The local people don't know English language or my mother tongue. Then how to communicate? It means while learning English, I also have to pay attention to other languages also. How is it possible, or why it is necessary that I need to learn various languages? First, in order to interact international level organizations, I have to know English first. Then, in order to keep my emotions and in order to maintain my creativity, my intellect, I have to pay attention to my mother tongue. At the same time, I have to pay attention to the language of target audience, so that there is need of multilingualism rather than monolingualism. Okay, and in this video, in this way, we are going to pay attention to multilingualism or emphasize multilingualism rather than monolingualism. Now the question can be raised, can we follow monolingualism? I don't think so, because if I want to follow monolingualism, then which language I have to follow? Say for example, English is dominant language in the world, so that I am going to use only English language. Is it possible to survive with English language only? No. British people also know very well other languages, particularly their neighborhood languages, including French, Spanish, Italian, and many more. They also don't want to become monolingual people. Okay, but at the same time, it is said that Britain, America, Australia, Canada, Italy, France, Spain, China, Japan, Korea are monolingual countries. But that may be partly truth. Okay, so we have to pay attention that in this process of globalization, to become part of globalization, we need to interact with other countries, other people living in other part of the world, so that in order to get into contact with them, we have to know them, we have to interact with them, and we have to understand them in the language that is common to both the receiver and sender, so that we cannot survive with only one language. We have to go with many languages, including dominant one. Say for example, English is dominant language, so that if we pay attention to only English and we ignore the other languages, then we cannot survive as we are expecting to. So that we have to pay attention to that. We cannot follow monolingualism only. But however, monolingualism is emphasized, monolingualism is traced by many people. Among them we have educated people. Educated, that word has to be put into inverted comma. Why? Because these educated people are only literate people. Literate in the sense they know only alphabets and use of them, but they know literal meaning but not literary meaning, implied meaning. They can't understand meaning behind the word, meaning between the lines, between the words, so that they can have they can have big degrees, they can have high qualification or anything else that is proof of educatedness, but that's not guarantee of being educated. Okay, and because they have the qualification, because they have the degrees, and because they know the language that is considered the only dominant language, they want to focus on, they want to stress, they want to emphasize only one language, for example English. So these educated people, though they are in minority number, though they are in small number, they want their privilege over the others. What can be done with them? Many of the scholars focus on mother tongue, because it is said that if we want to express our emotion, if you want to quarrel, if you want to abuse, accuse, and then we have to follow our mother tongue. As Rajarao, I think in preface of one of his novels said that English is language of our brains, not language of our mind. Then I don't know what is the difference between brain and mind, and brain and heart. Means heart can be part of our body, but what is brain and what is mind? I don't know what is exact difference between them. Okay, so our mother tongue can be used for expression of our emotion, expression of our self, but English or any other language can be used as the language of intellect, not of our own self. It can be said, you can agree, you cannot agree, it's up to you. Then as I said earlier, that educated people nowadays are focusing on the language they are proficient in, and majority of the people are striving to get fluent at that language. So a question can be raised that here see, I am using rised, RISED instead of risen. So there may be a variety of vocabulary, there may be various words derived from various dictionaries, so that I am having that opportunity, I am having that chance. Okay, so here should we follow monolingualism? One can think on his or her own. So I don't think that monolingualism can help us to survive with great status. Personally, I don't think that we should not follow monolingualism, we should follow multilingualism. Then what is monolingualism and what is multilingualism? We have explained in the earlier video also, part 1, that monolingualism is the use of only one language, and that language is derived from the different language family, so that it is very much difficult to understand the message involved in that in that way expression for others whose language is derived from other language family. What is that? You can read the definition. I will not spend time on reading only definition of language family. What is that? Language family can be explained as a tree, and languages can be considered as stems to that tree. In the process of globalization, do we really know, do we really need multilingualism? One can think on it. But at the same time, in the globalization process, we need global language also. How? Because unanimously, or majority of the countries have agreed that English is global language. First. Second, though we agree or not, means student of linguistics agree or not, English has become global language. So, in order to get into contact with the world into inverted comma, world, in order to get into contact with the world, we need that language. What is that? English. Then what is globalization? Globalization is an integration of the countries, but is that one? Can one say that globalization makes the world one, and in the process of globalization each and every country, each and every person is equal to other? There is no base for discrimination. Can we claim? No, we can't. So though globalization is going to make the world one, there is division of people on other bases. Earlier the bases were different, like country, nation. In another video we will discuss what is difference between nation and country, according to some thinkers and according to us also, because there may be difference between nation and country, and then there may not be difference between nation and country. Okay. So what is globalization? Globalization is a process to make the world one. Means it is an endeavor to remove, to eliminate the basis of discrimination, the basis of differentiation between people. But is that possible? If we are going to remove earlier barriers, earlier differentiations, earlier basis of differentiation, then we are going to make, certainly we are going to make or set, we are going to set another basis of differentiation, another basis of discrimination. Now it is said that, as I said earlier, English has become global language, so that many of the countries have accepted English as dominant language, and people in them are striving to get fluent at the language, that is English. So that we have a lot of varieties of English. Can we say that we have only one English? Can we say? Absolutely no. Then what is that? We have Englishes. How? Say for example, in India, a countable or noticeable number of people use English language, though that is very much a low percent of the demography of India. It is a large number of speakers of English in ratio of the world. Okay. So there may be Indian English, there may be Pakistani English, there may be Sri Lankan English, there may be Australian English, there may be American English, there may be British English, and throughout the decades, throughout the centuries, we have found that there is certain difference between varieties of English used in America, used in Britain, used in Australia, Canada, New Zealand. Some words used in America can mean differently in Britain. Okay. So that there are Englishes. African English cannot be understood easily by Indian people, and American English cannot be easily understood by British people. So what is that? That is Englishes and not English. Then very Indian question can be raised here. Should we develop Indian English? Should we develop our own variety of English? Yes. The answer can be yes. The answer can be no. Why? Why there may be the answer no? Because what is the need to develop Indian English? There is established variety of English, and then if there is ready-made English, then why to develop only language, that is Indian English? We can develop our own intellect in another domain. Isn't it possible? Yes, it is. So if we pay attention to the answer yes, then the explanation can be different. Say for example, we agree that we should develop our own English. What will be the result of developing Indian English? Isn't it possible that the other people like Americans, like British, will get into confusion through Indian English? Yes, of course. But at the same time, Indian people can express themselves in Indian English rather than imitating the other people. So that if we are going to use English, then we have to develop our own English as as African people have developed their own English. And now there is a category of African English, side by side we have American English, as and there is British English. Okay. Nowadays the scholars are saying that there is Australian English too. You can search on Google. Okay. So in this video, again we are discussing some key points with their technical information. We tried to focus on what is monolingualism, but we emphasized on multilingualism. So in next video we will try to explain briefly what is multiculturalism, multilingualism, and what is the relationship between them. Okay. Till then we will stop here. So please, if you like, then like it, share, subscribe, otherwise don't do it. Bye.